Hello, you're listening to Martin, and this is another video in which I'm looking at getting started with OpenInsight 10. And in this video, we're going to be looking at tidying up our naming of our controls because things have got a little bit wayward. So straight after the disclaimer, we'll get into this new video. I'll see you in a minute. Hi, thanks for watching. I'm Martin, and in this video, like I said, we're going to be looking at tidying up all these controls that we've dropped on the screen. Now, they look tidy on the screen, but some of the naming conventions have gone a bit awry, and we can address that by coming up to this button up top here, the select a control on a form. And because I use a set naming convention, we can click on the control header at the top here, and it will put them in order. And you can see that we've got tab 1. I'm okay with tab 1 because I'm only going to have one tab control on here. And then I should have all of my entities begin with 3 letters. Now you can see down here straight away I've got an edit box for comments and I've got an edit box 2, which I'm not quite sure what that is. So if we do an OK, then it jumps to this edit box here. So I obviously have dropped that on at some point, haven't named it properly, so we'll get rid of that and we're going to call this, we're actually on the consultations, so I'm going to have this as consultation notes, I think. And then we can come back over to here, put them all back in order again, and now you can see I've got my EBXs together. So DOB, again, that's another badly named control. So we'll double click on it. And this is a date picker. So I'll have DTE for that, I think. And DOB is fine. So we're identifying the type of control and the name. And if we go back into the select control, then you will now see that everything is all correctly labeled. And I tend to do this quite regularly to go through because sometimes if you're copying and pasting, you might pick up the wrong control, or it might have pasted it behind another control, so you end up getting, I guess you could call them orphaned controls, controls that basically shouldn't be there. And then when we come to setting our tab order, which I'll cover in another video, but once we start setting our tab order, then you need to make sure that all of the controls are relevant on your screen, because otherwise you're going to get in a bit of a mess. So we'll come to that in a future video, but for now, select the control on form, click on the control header to put them in order, and you can flick them around the other side if you want to have them in alphabetical, and then just check and make sure that your controls make some sense. I mean, I can see here as well, this one here, when you get a 1 at the end, so that often is referring to the fact that I've dropped 2 controls on of the same type, and OpenInsight's added a 1 to differentiate between the two. So I'm actually going to change this to just appointments. I would if I could spell. So edit table appointments. That's better than what I had before. In fact, to keep it consistent, remember we're talking about consistency here, this is an appointment, but then I've got consultations, and this is the table on the consultations tab. So actually, let's change this to consultations, and I think that that will be a lot more consistent. So just have a nose through, and we'll just see if any of these others need to be changed up a little bit, and just keep things in order. Anyway, that's this video, a nice short one. I'll be back with another one later today. Take care. Bye bye.